Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Casey, what happened last time?
Super surprisingly, we talked a whole lot. Ari talked to Thora and essentially said, I need you to guide us. Also, I want to be the next Stormlord. Yeah. And Thora locked him in a closet. And then Solarka asked Pog and Shade some questions that they weren't sure how to answer.
We're not equipped
and
to
now
answer.
Are struggling with whether or not they are good people and or do good or bad things. And we met Ezri there, who just desperately wanted to go to sleep, and we just kept preventing that.
He'll be fine.
Oh, and then Shade and Ari are walking.
Yes.
Indeed.
Despite Thora's / Phillips begging for the players to go to sleep.
I would like the GM to acknowledge what Ezri's path that episode.
I did point that out for you.
Straight into the next day for him.
Well, y'all are walking.
Yeah. Ari starts walking with Shade out towards like the grove, past all of the tents and everything that people have set up. And if Cal would have come to, Ari would not have blanched at that, of course.
Obvious.
Ari is normally like, he has a good deception score, but Shade, you can sense a lot of manic energy coming off of Ari as we're walking. And
are you also concerned that we are bad people and or doing bad things?
Oh, constantly, but that's not why I feel the way I do right now. No, you and the others have oftentimes rightfully given me a lot of grief for using a lot of words to express something when less words would have done the trick and probably been clearer. And so I'm just...
Or killing people.
That's fair. Yeah. So I'm going to try things the way that you all keep telling me to try them and see how it goes in this situation. And Ari just kind of stops walking and looks at Shade. And I'm in love with you. That's what I wanted to say, and that's the fewest words that I could figure out how to say it. So
I also love you. Like, we're a family.
Yeah. There was an extra word.
We didn't have
to
walk out here.
No, I do love you, but I'm also in love with you. Like you know how like Pog and Solarka go off and do their own thing because they like being around each other, like alone and stuff. That's how I feel about you as well.
Oh, we're off doing our own thing alone together now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bit more to it, but you know, you're right. Like, and yeah, I don't know, Shade. Just I feel like it's been a long time coming, and I've wanted to say something, but after today, I kind of got the sense that maybe if it didn't get said soon, it might never get said, and so. Yeah, it was weird when Tommel like knocked me out of my body and I saw you trying to
it was
bring me
awful.
back. and I saw you there, like with my body, I kind of realized that I was surprisingly at peace with the idea of like dying itself, like, but the thing that killed me was the idea that you never would have known the way I see you and feel about you. And I want
Would
you
not
to know
have
that.
known.
I figured not. And just to be clear, this is not me asking for anything. This is me. People deserve to know when someone feels about them the way that I feel about you. And so you deserve to know. If something comes out of it, I will obviously be elated and happy. But if nothing comes out of it, I will also be elated and happy because I know that you're not going anywhere because of this. Like, I
And you're not going anywhere?
never. I'm here. I just... You're like gravity for me. Like, I tend to walk with my head in the clouds and think the best of people and have a very optimistic view of the world. And I know that you're there with me to make sure that I don't trip over the obvious thing about to stab me in the back.
I would
you keep my
definitely
feet on the
stop it.
ground. Yeah. You keep my feet on the ground. And yeah. So
But what
I figured you would
about-
have questions, so feel free to ask questions.
I do.
Yeah.
It's been a day. I don't know if you caught the conversation about, not knowing if we're good or bad or have done good or bad things, and like, when do you owe somebody your life, or when is that debt paid off? And I think you're a good person. I don't have that question. But I don't think I'm a good person. And so Solerka pointed out today that maybe I should question more often why I want to kill people when I do. And I don't think she's wrong, because Solerka's also good. But I know when to question things because you help us with that. Like, you point out that maybe we shouldn't kill Jonas.
But you
But
also
doesn't that
point
make
out
you
when
sad?
maybe we shouldn't. I mean, no, Shade. Like, you point out when I shouldn't trust somebody that I'm willing to walk through a door because they simply gesture that I should walk in through the door. Like,
You should not do that.
Just to
Be
pick
really
a
specific.
random
Right?
example.
You
walked in after them, right?
yeah,
Apropos of nothing.
you that church that Pod goes to with the really big windows with different colored glass in it.
Right, where he like talks to fire.
Yeah. If you take a piece of that window, like that's yellow glass, and hold it up and the light shines through it, it casts yellow light.
Right.
And then if you take another piece of yellow glass and hold it with it, it's still yellow light. It's added nothing to it. But if you take a piece of red glass and hold it up, it's created something new. It's added to it. That's us. I don't want to be with someone that's like me because I am me. I don't want a life that I could build for myself on my own. You are good. You are one of the, not one of, you are the bravest, most loyal, strongest people that I know. And
Pog is also very strong.
I know Pog's strong, but I'm not talking about that kind of strength. What you've had to deal with, Shade, in your life, and the fact that you're still willing to think about this stuff and ask those questions is a miracle. It speaks to how strong you are. And I think you're a good person. I think I'm a good person, but I make mistakes. I slip up. I'm too trusting of people. I want to see the best in every person that we come across. I still think that Tomo could be saved. I need someone that balances that out, that takes my optimistic sunshine yellow and adds some passionate fiery red to it to make a cautionary orange.
To make beautiful orange babies.
So I let people know that we're not to be messed with, but we don't immediately stab them either. So I
hear.
Yeah. Shade, I wanted to let you know. And if you want to go grab food, just us sometime, and spend time together in that context, I would love that. If you need time to think about it, I understand and kind of anticipate that. And yeah, but I almost died too many times today to not tell you, even though it's not the best timing, but I've waited too long. If you have any thoughts that you would like to share, or if you'd like to punch me, I will also accept that. But
I don't think I'll punch you. But if you do something that is worth being punched, I will reserve that right.
no, of course.
Okay.
And that is enough to keep me in line because you are very strong.
I wouldn't stab you, though.
Good to know.
Much.
Shade is the only person in this conversation with any kind of passive perception worth discussing. Whenever your brain comes to the point where you notice anything outside of itself, in this what must be a very strange conversation for Shade, just experientially, not specifically with Ari, but just in the universe of Shade's life experience,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that the tone of the light has shifted slightly. It's kind of a
Orange.
bluish purple, and there's little like fairy fire specks kind of floating around in the grove around you.
River's a real one.
Sure.
It's blue.
I feel like she would notice that. She's
She does.
hyper aware right now.
Ari does not.
The looks are different.
Ari has one thing on his mind, and it's the next words to come out of Shade's mouth.
And she so kindly is like, that's weird.
Sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
This would. What changes? Like, would they be upset if you like me more than them? Or if I liked you more than them? Or is it a different like?
It's a different. It's not a.
Because I still love
greater.
them.
Yeah, and yeah, I still love them too. Like they're family. That never changes. But it's just different. And here's my conflict, Shade. Is I understand that what I'm throwing out here to you is new and unfamiliar, but it feels like I know like I've helped you in a lot of areas of life, like reading and things like that, but I feel like I have a very severe conflict of interest if I'm the one to kind of lay out what this is supposed to be for you. Like, I feel like that would be unfair because obviously I know what I would want you to do, but yeah. I don't think anybody would be mad. Ezra would probably have some snarky stuff to say about it, but I don't think he'd be mad about it.
It would be very weird if he did not have something snarky to say.
I would be more concerned, honestly.
But you have taught me so much, and I know so little. Like,
That's
isn't
not fair.
that
You know people better than I do. I can talk to people till I'm blue in the face, but you can read people way better than I can. You know when someone's about to pull a sword on you. You know when someone's lying to you. Like, that's not nothing, Shade. Like, you've survived in this world for as long as you have because you are smart. It's just different than my smarts. Half the time I wish I was smart like you, but I'm not. You know a lot, Shade. You just don't know the stuff that's in books as well as I do, and the usefulness of that is debatable.
you like the ship's cat?
I love the ship's cat.
Right. That's.
Oh,
But I love the
sorry.
jungle, and you like. Solarka and Pog enjoy the same things, and so they go do the same things together. But you don't like the jungle.
I spent a lot of time out here with you learning how to try and like the jungle.
Sorry.
And also, I think it is healthy in romantic relationships for people to have their own hobbies also outside of one another. I think that is a healthy thing to have. So I would love to go out in the jungle with you sometimes, but if you want to go out in the jungle without me, I'm more than happy to. I'll go do something that I like doing that you don't. Go around, be around people. Go to the tavern with Pog. Yeah, see?
Soft music wafts through the background.
We care about the same thing.
Now you hear that, right?
Yeah, I do hear that. That is strange.
Are you making music?
I'm not, I promise. That would seem very manipulative. I wish I would have thought of that. That is a really...
But you are a musician. That would.
Yeah. So, what Thor was talking about, we have the same principles. We care about the same things. We want to see these kids safe. We want to make Stormreach a safe place for our people. And I'd like to build a future here in Stormreach. And every time I think about that, you're there.
She does lean in and kiss Ari. And then she backs off. And she's like, I don't. Yes?
Don't
Is
ask.
it a lick?
Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't ask.
What happens at
He
the
did
virtual
tell you not to
tabletop stays
Whoa.
at the virtual tabletop.
Thank
I mean,
you.
Eric's face was Ari's face. Like, yeah.
The two of you are definitely now standing in a very specific pool of light, with the light having faded out around you.
What is happening? You're about to be absorbed by a river.
You just introduced
Somebody in the watch party has figured it out by now.
Not me.
Right. I don't know. I like that you are patient with me. I like that you see my skills as positives. I like that when I have questions about how things work or what to do or how to decide something, you don't talk down to me, but you do talk through it with me. I don't like how this would change things. I like our family as it is. Our family has worked hard to get where we are. And I do not like change or uncertainty.
Arlo's got some HR forms for you guys to fill out.
Some things are worth the risk. And I think it would change, but I think it would change for the better. Next time we have a night where we haven't almost died a handful of times throughout the day, can we just go to the ship's cat and talk, just us, and see what it feels like?
I think so.
Okay.
What is happening?
I don't know. It feels very magical and romantic, and so I don't hate it, but I am confused by it.
So this is romantic.
Some people would say so, Shade.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Hey, it might not be romantic to everyone. If you don't feel the romance, that's valid and fine. But feels romantic to me. The kiss
Okay.
also helped.
That was my understanding.
Yeah. Yes, your understanding was correct, and I feel like we've talk this through. We have a date set, possibly, maybe. Can I kiss you goodnight before we go to bed?
No.
Okay.
But good night. But we're gonna walk back together, right? Just alone thing together. Okay.
Yeah. We can walk back together. And then Ari starts unpacking like all of the stuff that Shade brought up with the Solarca conversation that he was not privy to about like the good versus, but like he got a fraction of that, but we don't need to replay all of that. But yeah,
As
Ari
you guys
tries to
turn
just-
towards the house, the music fades back out of nothing, and the light returns to normal moonlight. As you walk back, Ari, you feel a soft weight on your shoulder.
There it is.
I tried. I really tried. I did my absolute best.
Ari just says telepathically, I appreciate the effort. And yeah, then Ari goes to sleep.
Sure.
Long rest.
Indeed.
Feels so long since I clicked
Finally.
this button.
Click that button.
We now have access to all the stuff we got when we leveled up to level 11 at the beginning of this day.
We've never gotten to.
14 episodes ago.
Wait, we're level 11?
You're kidding, right?
There's no shot. You're being serious.
You
There's
guys
no
leveled up
shot.
at the end of the fight with Colseer. You guys leveled up.
We did.
I think I leveled up
We
to 10.
did.
Well, you leveled up.
What?
I let you level up.
Congratulations.
You're playing D&D like I play Borderlands. You're just stocking levels.
You used a level up. I only gave you well.
Huh. Well,
Yes. Morning does come.
I have all my spell slots. Let's go find him and kill him.
Kill who? Right, I'm learning things.
When Esri wakes up, I presume, maybe not, but before the others, since he went to bed
Probably.
before the others, he's just going to get up and go to the table that has been defaced in our name, and
Adorned.
sit at it and just wait for everyone else to wake.
It's just
Bog's probably second based on the order of operations in which we went to sleep. But
Something on your mind, Esri?
Usually, yes.
I'm told I'm a very good advisor.
That's a lie. No one has ever told you that.
That was terribly hurtful.
You're very good at making pretty things.
Well, I did my best.
I'm sure you did. It wasn't good enough, I guess.
Well, that's hard to say. Halfway,
don't-
I suppose. Step in the right direction. Right direction? I don't know. A direction. A narratively satisfying direction, at least.
You know, I don't know what we're talking about, right?
Oh,
I swear if Puzzle Dust blows the lid
to clarify, you did not tell Shade that this was a secret.
No, that's also true. At least Shade's an active participant. Like, that's fine. Like,
He participated.
well, I suppose they'll tell you eventually.
I'm more concerned than I was previously.
Yes, that tracks.
Pog walks out of his room with an armful of weapons, a sharpening stone, and a polishing cloth. Oh, hey, sets everything
Hey.
down. Sits in his chair. Oh, he's just gonna clean.
Do you use any of those, or are they just for fun?
Were you not with us for the last 2 days?
You use the one thing.
I finally got a good night's sleep, and this is not how I want to start this day. Okay? I'm not going to start this day. That's fine. Wait. Not today. How did you sleep?
No wonder.
Eye open, sleep. Oh my God.
Puzzle
Good.
dust is here.
Yes, heads up on that would have been way better than making fun of me when I sit down first thing in the morning. But
For whom?
thanks, I guess. How did you sleep, Esri?
Oh, near death. Fractions away.
Leaving that one there. Did you remember anything about what happened in the store that you forgot about?
Oh, well, I don't think I lost any time. It's hard to say for sure. There were far more. They were just different. They weren't typical shop owners. I do have a question, but I kind of want to ask.
You didn't kill them, did you? Because we've had this issue raised in the last day about killing shop owners that are different. You didn't kill them, right?
No.
Okay. We need to talk to Shade about that for the record, because she thinks we can just kill shopkeepers sometimes.
Okay. I feel like my take on death and killing is the nuances maybe been lost.
No, you're super forward and okay with it. We got it.
Yeah. Okay. That's
You like dead things.
okay. This is where you said one thing right and one thing that was not right, and I do like dead things.
How do you get dead things, Esri?
Oh, many ways. They're everywhere.
What?
But I don't kill people when I don't need to.
Okay.
Ari's door opens and Ari says, "Oh, and like that time you tried to kill me on the boat. Hey, buddy." And he gives Pog a pat on the shoulder and heads downstairs with a very big pep in his step.
We're at the table for a reason.
I'm getting coffee.
I didn't know that. Can I have one?
Yep.
Well, he looks happy.
He does.
Shade is not sleeping through all of this conversation.
Well, he got what he wanted, I suppose.
Well, somewhat.
What are
What does
you
that
talking
mean?
about?
What does that mean?
Were you with us the whole time?
Oh no, of course not.
Okay, when did he get what he wanted?
Oh,
Well, during the first
all
part, and most of
tangled
the
up
way
within
through,
the
I'm not sure
political
entirely at the end.
But no,
situation.
he got exactly what he wanted at the end, not what he wanted at
Well,
the first part.
No,
The whole adventure.
Not exactly.
Hang on. I'm talking
taking more of
about
a
kidnapping a
holistic
Stormlord.
view.
What are you talking about?
You kidnapped an elemental.
We're gonna talk about your thing
Philip,
later.
inspiration.
But only 1/4, because we all have to agree. Otherwise, you don't get a whole one.
What are you talking about?
I would agree with that one.
I'm talking about us being completely embroiled in the affairs of powerful people with whom we cannot contend.
Oh, that's been true for so long.
Is that
Right?
why Ari's happy?
But we
Oh
could,
no,
and Shade's
he's
coming
not
out.
happy about that at all.
That's
We
his
could contend,
fault.
right? We could.
Oh, hi.
Well, hello.
You keep doing that. Is this a new thing that you're going to the thing that puzzled us does that you're doing now?
Where I just insert myself in conversations.
You're
And
the
we
only
have-
one that didn't know she was here, to be fair. And it was also the case yesterday because I was with her and you went, because you didn't know she was there.
Ari comes back
Again,
upstairs with
mixing-
3 cups of coffee and hands one to Pog and then sets one in front of Shade. Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What? You were up here when I went down. You didn't say you wanted one. Pog did.
Didn't ask.
Don't
Well,
get
here
what
we
you don't
are.
ask for.
All of us.
Hmm.
All of us.
All of us.
You seem in dour
No,
spirits.
it's
Ezri.
not a. Oh,
So it's a Tuesday?
I thought we were chanting.
I think it's Wednesday actually. Usually is. Let's.
It's valid.
I know the rest of you don't tend to like this. You know what? I don't like this
I
party.
think the table looks great. Okay.
Not.
I do too, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
we're
we
really
should
never
do
gonna
another
get
vote on
through
the
this, are
name,
we?
but the table does look good.
And Ezri
It's too
pulls
late.
out
It's on the table.
He's right.
pulls out
You're
a piece
right.
of paper. I have some things I think we need to cover. I took notes. I couldn't. There was too
Is
much
this like a
in my head.
formal meeting?
Yes, I don't know. A lot has happened
quick
in a
then.
very short amount of time, and I don't know what's the most important.
Do I need to
Oh.
take notes?
I'm sure that would help.
Be right back.
Not. Oh.
I could get out my notes that I took from Shelsadra.
Shel-
Shelsadra. Ah, I know every time.
Pog comes back to the table and he clears a space from his weapons neatly and sets his little piece of parchment down. Okay.
Do you have a pen?
I have extras, Pog. Here.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I guess, right from the top, and Ezri just thinks loudly in his head, Ari's a poopy face.
Why?
That is the first thing on my mind.
He called me a poopy face in his head.
That was the first thing on your mind?
Yeah, that's so weird.
I didn't let
mean,
him hear it.
Him wanting to mock me, it being the first thing on his mind, is not historically that surprising. But
It kind of is. We've had a lot bigger things.
that's fair. Yeah, I have a giant mark now, so I think that is that's a product of this
Oh.
full body mark.
Oh,
I
you
have.
do.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Yes.
That makes more sense.
I thought your hair was different.
It is also. I mean, I got burned along here, and it hasn't grown back right. But yeah.
So what are
I don't have a whole lot of information for you at this point. It happened to me yesterday afternoon, so I'll need to take some time to look into it. But I feel fine. I feel more powerful, which I don't think is a bad thing. What things seem a little less easier to control. It's like I have a fire hose of power, so as long as I can point it in the right direction, we're good. But occasionally, it feels a little out of control. But
Shade thinks, "Can you hear this?" And you just see
Yep.
her going,
When my mark grew last, I was sent. Oh man, I hope I'm remembering this correctly. I was sent back from the dead by an ancient ancestor.
I was sent back from the ethereal plane by a hooded figure in a cloak. Philip, you tell me this, because Ari has a 16 intelligence. Would Ari have had the an inkling that it was the traveler, like through folk tales and stuff, given his background? Like,
I mean, you probably have lots of traveler folktales.
Yeah.
The big question would be, would Ari for a moment consider that that's what actually happened?
and that's the tough thing at this point in the campaign. I mean, Ari's been to the Feywild and forced to sit through a dramatic adaptation of his greatest sin up to that point. So, like, what isn't possible? Like,
Good question.
I mean, it looked like a figure from like folklore, but that might just be like the way they present themselves. So, who
I mean,
knows?
that's literally what happened to me.
Okay. Well,
Not the hood, but a figure
Yeah.
from folklore.
I mean, shock to literally nobody. I was stuck in the ethereal plane. I was watching you all on the verge of dying, and I basically wanted to get back into my body to help you all not die. And so I had to basically give them a blank ledger of please send me back.
Oh, Ari.
Quiet you.
You shouldn't do that.
I know.
Anymore, especially.
I know. I mean,
Talked about this.
I know we did, Puzzle Dust. I've talked about it with a lot of people. He gestures at the rest of the table.
Yep.
But these people were potentially going to die, and I didn't want to see that happen. So I did what I had to do, and I don't regret it. And I will handle it in a way where it hopefully doesn't blow back on you all. But Puzzle Dust, the laughing.
Well, that
is not-
explains why the healing wasn't working, I suppose.
Yeah, I wasn't dead. He just knocked my soul into the ethereal plane. It was very weird. So that's something Tommel can do. What's next on the list, Esri?
I'm sorry. Do we have a solution for if someone's soul gets knocked into an ethereal plane? How do we get it back without making deals with hooded figures?
It's the first time I've encountered it.
Yeah, same. I don't know. It's possible that, like, when I cast spells and do stuff to other people, if I get hit really hard, I can sometimes lose my focus, and then whatever I'm doing gets disrupted. So that might be the case. Like, if Tommel does that to one of us and we hit Tommel really hard, there's a chance that it'll disrupt whatever he's doing. That would be kind of my first step.
Okay. I can hit really hard. I just cannot cast a spell to get a soul back from an ethereal plane.
Yeah. I think
The
just
mark is
punch him.
like all over now.
All
right?
over. Head to toe.
So, this isn't really. I don't think there's much to talk about here, but there's no covering that
I'm out in the crowd,
anymore.
baby.
So we should probably just be aware. We haven't been
Yeah.
very careful recently, anyway. But
We have people protesting in the school because we got kids here with these marks, so I don't feel like we're in hiding anymore. So yeah, I'm just gonna own it. I might wear a shirt less. We'll see what happens.
if possible,
If possible, you'd like me to wear a shirt less. Noted.
fine. Right. So that was Ari. Pog. Haven't heard about you talking to the candles recently. How's that going?
That's because I haven't told you about talking to the candles recently.
Is it going well?
I'm asking.
It was until yesterday, and now I don't know if I'm doing the right things anymore.
So just let's start at the top. It's a real thing. You're sure it's a real thing?
No,
Okay.
but I'm sure it talks back for real to me.
Okay.
But I don't know what real is. Because we just talked about you have gone away and backwards to talk to your ancestor, and Ari was not in his body, but his body was where his body was. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Shade's a time traveler, so I feel like our barometer for like judging what might be real is
There's lots of weird.
I don't know what it is, but it knows me. And that...
Isn't it wonderful?
No, you are so weird. No, it is...
I know.
It is important, it feels like. So, I don't know what real means with this. Because even the priest doesn't hear it when it talks to me. So I don't know.
If you need help with it, I mean, I don't know how I can help, but I'm ready, willing, and able.
Pog leans forward and to Esri says, but thank you for asking.
I may have told you this before. I just have a caution with voices in the head. So
yeah,
I just want you to be careful.
When you guys brain talk. So it's kind of scary when a fire only talks to my brain.
Telepathically, Ezra just says, "Yeah, I'm not going to stop doing that."
I just I'm being so honest.
Right after Esri does that, Ari picks, and this has got to be a thing in our world, like the 5-second snippet of like the Love Fool of the Eberron universe, like the catchy like song like by the Cardigans, like the Romeo Juliet song that Jim does in The Office, where he sings that song and it gets immediately stuck in Karen's head. Mm-hmm. Ari does that like 5-second snippet in Pog's head and then stops and just plants the melody in there.
Wow. Serious psychic bullying going on.
Right.
Ari's a fae. He's going to lean into it a bit more.
Right. So I guess just be careful. And
he's in a good mood. So watch out, everyone.
Maybe figure out what's going on there soon, if you can.
You always end conversations weirder than you start or have them. Just,
I'll
I
write
was
that down
less
as a note.
Worried than I am now.
It's like when he talks, you could add "or else" to the end of what he's saying, and it would fit. Like it's
It
always
does feel
vaguely
that
threatening.
way.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be helpful.
You're not trying to be helpful.
I'm
trying to. Right. That's Ari. That's Pog. Shade.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess this is sort of more of a me and Shade thing. Why did you... No, I know why. That's not hard to figure out.
Oh dear, Ari, are you worried?
You shut up.
Why would Ari be worried?
Maybe I need to cede the table for a moment. What is he talking about? He's been talking about you not getting what you wanted all morning. And
it is not what I said exactly.
What did you say? You said he got what he wanted at the start, not at the end. And I said that we put Jonas on the boat, so you got what you wanted at the end, but not at the beginning when we had to fight everybody.
You have a harrowing journey through the Feywild with someone, and you think you can trust him. Ari says to Puzzle Dust.
Of course you can. Mm-hmm. I had your back. I did everything I could to help.
Are we doing... Is there a secret? Is that what's happening? Are we secreting?
Ari looks at Shade like...
I think. And as long as the look wasn't like...
No. Ari was looking for like... He was looking to see if Shade was like being like tense and awkward about it. So, yeah.
Got it. I think he's probably talking about the fact that Ari told me that he loves me, and then I kissed him, and then we didn't know where it goes from there.
Pog drops his pen.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So.
Is that what you were referencing, Puzzle Dust?
Yes, of course.
Well, that's an uncharitable reading then, because I felt completely satisfied.
At the end, I didn't say you didn't get... I said you didn't get exactly what you wanted. And that, I think, is an accurate and fair interpretation of the evening, even though I tried very hard to help.
That can be your interpretation. But Puzzle Dust was doing the light and music thing, Shade. I came to find out later.
Got it.
So I guess we can
Yes.
talk about that now. Yes, Ezra?
Inspiration, all right?
That's
Inspiration.
So good.
What?
I mean, I'm not going to say it the same way I said it to Shade just because, A, you will definitely make fun of me. But no, I mean, it's been feelings
Oh, I
developing
thought the
for a
color
while.
theory was particularly poignant.
Thank you. No, I mean, Shade and I have been growing closer ever since I think when I gave her my journal for safekeeping, that was kind of the moment I realized that there might be something more there. And it just kept growing from there. And then we almost died like 4 times yesterday. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I need to tell her. So I did.
But you're not in love with me, right, Ezri? That's not what you were going to also say.
The you and Shade thing.
Yeah, you kept saying like we're in this together and you should talk about it, but
No,
this
that
is
was not what I was going to say.
okay.
Oh,
Great.
well.
I'm a fan of that.
Well,
I
I
He
suppose.
picks up his paper and just sort of like
Yes.
turns it over.
I know love
and-
triangles are narratively satisfying, Puzzle Dust, but
It
in
would
real
have
life,
been
they're very
good,
gross and
interesting
complicated.
conflict.
I don't have a
Whatever.
note for this.
I would
But-
I don't know.
Puzzle
what
Dust
to do
wriggles
already.
around
I would not
and
want-
scratches in his claw, leaving behind sparkly purple
Oh my
lines on your
gosh.
paper. And it just says A plus Shade, and there's a little heart drawn around it. A plus S, heart drawn.
What did you say, Casey? I didn't hear you.
Oh, just Shade already doesn't know what to do. So I'm glad that that's not a complication. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't know.
it's a
I mean, we're gonna go out to grab
complication.
dinner
It's
sometime.
Well,
the
you-
most.
The near maybe we're gonna go out and grab dinner sometime in the near future. And so yeah.
Right.
Okay. Wow.
Did you?
But you're
have-
okay, right?
I mean,
Yes. It was. Okay. You stopped me from doing a thing yesterday,
oh, we're moving on. Okay.
and I don't. It's a. I don't know how to address it.
What did I'm so sorry. It's been a long day.
We
I
had a mission, which I don't know if everyone else here understands that it was probably the most important thing that we've ever done. And
Jonas?
yes,
Okay.
and it was in jeopardy, and I tried to solve that problem, and you wouldn't let me. I am not usually one to be self-sacrificial. That's not my thing. But I kind of thought it was the thing we were all wanting Ezri to get to. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just a little confused by the whole situation.
I didn't know what was going to happen, and if he took you, I didn't know how to find you or follow. I'm very, very good at following, but I have not followed well into shadows. Blake, is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
Okay, and I didn't know how to come help if he took you away, and I wanted to be able to help and keep us together, and I couldn't do that if you went with him.
I understand that part.
Okay.
I don't understand why everyone was willing to fail in that moment. I realized later that perhaps he was also there to off Wilkes, and so maybe it wasn't a problem. But in the moment, if he had been there to save Wilkes, and he succeeded at that, it would have been very bad for us.
You understand that you being with us is more important than us succeeding with Wilkes, right?
No, it's not.
That wasn't a question. That was the situation. You said you didn't understand. It was more important that we stay together and you alive than we succeed with the Wilkes thing. Family, Wilkes.
She's not
Wilkes
wrong.
is not. He was not specifically important.
Right. Yeah.
Getting rid of him was. It might have been the only chance to get the thing, and this actually leads me to my next point here on this list, is that getting rid of him was the only chance we might have had to accomplish the thing that you all say you've wanted. It was the direct path to getting Thora in charge of something significant.
Yeah, but the direct path isn't always the best. I mean, I took the direct path getting my soul back into my body, and you all seem to have a problem with that. So, I mean, the direct path isn't always the best path. I think that we got
Also-
there.
I'm not criticizing you for that.
I
We
did.
had no way to get you back that I was aware of, and we were in a bad way.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it will probably I'll probably regret it in the future, but in the moment it makes sense. We need to, I guess, figure out, maybe it's just me. Guys, you say it's more important for me to stay here, but every bad thing that has ever happened to me has come from me thinking I'm important. Somehow.
Nope, you totally died because of the journey I took us on. So, not all you.
But that was a fun adventure.
Puzzle Dust, why are you still here?
We don't have anything else to do.
Esri, I want to circle back to something that you said, just to clarify. You said that you felt like this was what everyone was ready for Esri to do when you were going to sacrifice yourself to go with the scary shadow man back to House Thorani, and Mirabella specifically. And I feel like if that's what you actually think, we have collectively, I feel like, worked very hard to show you that that is not what we want you to do. That this desire that you have to find your real heritage or family or whatever, or destiny, like, we'd rather have you here, a part of this family and this purpose, and not concerned with that. So in fact, what you tried to do is the opposite of what we hope for Esri.
No, you misunderstand. I was trying to do the right thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then that is good. Yes, good job. But, I mean, honestly, I didn't speak up because I knew that there was no way Shade was going to let you go with him. Like, I was just stalling and going to let Shade have the surprise, because I would not have been effective as her in a surprise attack situation. So,
Well,
Oh,
was
I
also
do have a
not
note on
effective.
that.
Yeah.
Surprise attacking as a fox, not very effective.
Okay,
it's a
I don't know
minor,
when this
minor
turns into
note.
like Esri offering notes to the group, but if that's the
It's-
case, and Ari
just
pulls out a tome and slams it down, I have some notes for you.
By the way, I have a note on that moment, just as the person playing the Shadow Monk. The much more hilarious thing to happen would be for me to have treated Shade as a projectile, who
Thrown her
failed
back
to do
at Ari.
sufficient damage and allowed him to fling her back at Ari as a projectile.
That would have been very fun.
It's
Been
just
better.
something to keep in mind for next time.
Yeah.
I know that now.
Okay, so
How many
Yeah,
more notes do you have, Esri? Because like,
I mean, this is the big one.
save the best for last. Great.
That's going to happen. I don't have a way to just avoid her. Before all of the horribleness happened, I don't even know if I've told y'all this. It's been things have happened very quickly. She sent a bird, or was a bird, conjured a bird. It's not clear to me. I'm not good with that sort of magic. To talk to me in there's a name for the thing that's a glass house, greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
Sorry. And beckon me to come tell her what all happened, and I'm sure pay for it somehow. I don't think there's any getting away with it.
Just don't go.
Right. Just we'll all go together when that happens.
I probably won't.
Thank you, Puzzle Dust.
For the best.
As we're going to deal with it when the time comes, but you don't need to be jumping into the lion's den. Because then
Or
you're
the
going to have to
shadow
deal with them on
monster
their
man.
terms.
You heard what he said. They already have a contract on me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And hopefully, before too long, you will be residing in a home with a Stormlord of Stormreach, and that will give them pause on doing anything bad to you.
I don't understand. Is this town run by elementals and I just didn't notice?
Yes.
It's a
That's remarkable.
metaphor.
Title.
There is one more note here. It says, "I told you so" in all caps. I suppose we can.
There it is. All right, I'm out. Pog? Being quiet, buddy.
Are we done?
Yep.
Okay.
Can be.
Bog stands up, puts all of his weapons back inside the leather, and walks back to his room.
I don't understand him anymore.
He seems
Oh.
upset.
I'll be back. And Ari gets up and follows Pog.
Ooh, Shade, he's going into another man's room.
Shut up, Esri. You're gonna make this unbearable. Ari knocks on Pog's door.
How does it work exactly? With
What?
Can I come in?
Yeah.
Ari opens the door and shuts it. Hey.
You see Pog organizing his weapons and putting them away with the ocelot sitting at the foot of his bed.
Hey. I wonder
He
where.
sees that you- gives him his scruff. Yeah.
Well. What's going on?
This is a lot. There's been a lot of things happened that changed everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but you definitely seemed fine before that conversation, and only one new piece of information came out during that conversation.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like that's the problem. And I want to talk to you about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really weird.
What's weird about it?
Oh, I mean, you kiss Shade. That's super weird, but that's not
I mean, she kissed me. Anyway, yeah.
that. I can't explain it, but that makes it weirder for some reason. That makes it weirder if she kissed you, but
Yeah,
you wanted to kiss her.
very much so.
I know that we had problems, you and me. We had things that weren't good. But even when that happened, I came to you with everything that I felt about or thought feelings about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought that's the friends we were. But I know that I said things that changed us as friends, and I guess it changed us friends more than I thought, and I'm sad.
No, Pog, it's not.
Paul, would it make you feel better to know that
Are you
end,
just going
he
to be in
asked
every room from
kiss
now
her,
on?
and she said no to a second kiss?
No, it does not. What?
Okay, I'm trying.
You only listen to a certain couple of words to try to be able to say something.
Puzzle Dust, I would kindly ask you to
Puzzle Dust,
I'm
I'm
getting your
actually
back.
it does make me feel funnier. Not better, but funnier.
See?
I'll use it when I'm
Helped.
not sad.
Pog, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't say the wrong thing. You didn't do the wrong thing. I was mad. So mad. At you, admittedly. And then once I stopped being mad at you, I was mad at myself for holding on to the anger as long as I did. And I feel like in my life I grew accustomed to nobody ever getting close because of the curse. It's hard to make lasting friendships when nobody remembers you. It's hard for anyone to love you when they don't remember who you are a day after they met you. And, you know, Black Wheel, we grew close, and I had grown accustomed to a certain extent, I feel like, with a dynamic between us where you were comfortable following my lead. And then that dynamic changed in a very dramatic fashion. And I was confused and initially hurt that I felt like you didn't trust me anymore. And I realized you were just, becoming more self-possessed, more confident, more you. And then I hated myself for hating you for that. You are my best friend, and I killed that. I ruined it with my anger because I took that for granted, and I'm sorry. You have every right to be mad at me for not talking to you about this stuff, because you do talk to me about this stuff. All I can say is I want to get better. I want us to be better. I want to try harder, but if that's not good enough, I understand.
I'm not mad, Ari. I'm sad. Because nobody in this conversation forgot about you.
I know.
But I do get it. Because now I feel the sad that you had being forgotten.
Can we... I don't know what the rest of the day holds. I don't know. We got to go talk to Thora. Who knows what we're about to have to jump into. But if you will accept it, I would like to, go down to the kitchen, make some breakfast, and I'll run you through everything that's been going on with me and try to fill you in. Not because I feel bad that I didn't, because I genuinely miss talking to you, but I hated myself, so I didn't. And I want to get past that because I do care about you and love you, and I want what we had again before I messed it up.
Just let me finish here and I'll meet you down there.
All right. I'll leave you a note. All right.
Soft, wholesome music swells through the room.
Shut up. Is this what you were talking about? This is
yes,
what he did?
This is what he does. Yes.
I need you to know, Ari, that you can only have one boyfriend, girlfriend on the strike force at a time.
Yes, you are.
That is a rule I'm making right now. I'm going to carve that in the table.
Ideally, maybe one day we can double date. You and Solarka, me and Shade, but we're not there yet. So I'll let you know.
No, that's super weird. But also, stop saying the strike force is a bad name. I'll meet you in the kitchen and you stop saying the strike force is a bad name.
The four of us have gone out to dinner before. Like, we've done that, just in a different context.
Every moment of it. That's a lark I had to get stuck with. It's not fun. Y'all are very hard to be on a date around.
I'll be down in the kitchen when you're ready.
I know.
Inspiration, Colin. Inspiration. Eric, everybody has inspiration. And that will be the end of this episode. Thank you all so much for watching.
As he walks out, I still think Strike Force is a stupid name. I don't know.
I can't stand it here.
If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can do so in comments below or at the links in the description. You can hear me and Eric playing other RPGs on the Eberron Renewed podcast. You can see Colin playing video games on his Twitch, twitch.tv/sorrybtr, the O being a 0. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop Mondays. New Khyber Shards answers on Fridays. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.